and now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. That's fielded in the end zone. So quick on the spin.
Oh, he's spinning, man.
Now here's the first carry for DeMarco Murray. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. To throw, McNair. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Thomas, the man in motion left. McNair. He's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Here's Johnny Hacker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
And Sanders now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here for the 1st and 10. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On 1st and 10, McNair. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 18 yards on the pickup there. And the Rams are going to get a 1st down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong arm guy.
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off by Rashad Jones. And the Rams getting set to go now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. James Harrison, the veteran, in on the stop. Shift together here from the D-line. On second down, McNair. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll bring Fitzgerald in motion left. Time running out here on the play clock. Out of the gun, it's McNair. And he's got his man Hilton. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Murray the lone setback.
Here we go.
On first down, it's McNair. Caught left side by Hilton. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd down now after the pass completion. Play action. It's McNair. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
McNair to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. 3rd down here.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here comes Marshall in motion right. From the gun, here's McNair. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I would not want to be an offensive lineman in today's NFL, especially not a center or a guard, if you got to deal with these massive defensive tackles who could not just beat you with strength, but they can beat you with quickness and guile as well. They can get upfield and make plays. And a lot of times what they're taught, just go ahead and tackle everyone that comes in your area.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Chris Baker in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
To throw, McNair. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
They'll try and throw for it here. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
On 1st down, Murray. They find some open field here. Touchdown, L.A. DeMarco Murray, 36 yards. And the Rams add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. And the back goes into motion. On 2nd down, McNair. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. 3rd and 4.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now McNair looking for a first down throw. Steps away to his left. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. James Harrison able to run him down for a loss of a yard. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You talk about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Out of the gun, it's McNair. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now McNair. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and it's 4th down. So the Rams call on Johnny Hecker here to punt it away on 4th down. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. Murray the lone setback. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's McNair. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. A toss to Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball, and then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. McNair. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play that time for the Rams. 49 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
They pitch it out to Murray. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. DeMarco Murray, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams add on to their lead. Not only touchdown number 2 for him, but a big run to boot. However, still trailing.
Still trailing, but not because of his efforts. But he's playing really well, and I love his long speed there, right? Able to get out there and burst all the way to the end zone, and smart enough to keep the ball in his hands and get into the end zone for the touchdown. In 2016, on all levels of football, we're seeing guys drop it before the goal line. What's the rule, Brandon? Run into the goalpost.
That's right.
Before you drop the ball.
That.
There you go.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get. And this is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. The tight end, Olsen, in motion. On 1st and 10, McNair. Fitzgerald's got it right side. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Murray, the lone setback. On 2nd down, McNair. And his throw here is incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Greg Olsen, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they worked their way back on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm, You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Second down following the incompletion, and they're going to go soft on the corners. From the gun, here's McNair. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran James Harrison. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Welcome back live to Orlando. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. Halfback sent in motion. Out of the gun, it's McNair. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Here's McNair. A dump off now to Hill. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to make it fourth down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's go.
Fitzgerald coming in motion right. Play clock all the way to 0. Didn't get the snap off. 5-yard penalty.
And you see the head coach writing that note on his play sheet right now. He's going to be addressing that with his staff. A sense of urgency. Get to the line of scrimmage. Snap the ball.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Here we go. Check round.
Slot man moves right. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. A gutsy call by Jack Del Rio, but it does not pay off. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. No gain on the play there. Second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
That was second down run for Murray. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. McNair to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
With it is Brown. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
In motion right is Thomas. McNair. Catch here, left side, Thomas. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone,
and my goodness, another interception. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there. Here we go. Try and 38. Try and 38.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
Let's go.
Play action. It's McNair. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the scout.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Brian Dawkins, the safety, with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On second down, McNair. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But they're certainly being aggressive here. It's like being a sprinter in a 100-meter dash, exploding out of the blocks, trying to push the ball downfield. Guaranteed this defense better be on their toes. They're going to be tested all game.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Here we go.
Now McNair. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Deion Sanders. And the Rams now coming out on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there. One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. To throw, McNair. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Marshall, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. From the gun, here's McNair. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Nice play, baby. Nice play.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Out of the gun, it's McNair. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. 26 yards on the play there. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Here's McNair. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Greg Olsen, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Rams add on to their lead. So a little light on this is blocked. The Colts have it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not a good return here. He is brought down at the 7-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So that'll do it for Charles Davis, the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, the spin. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now a give. This is Murray. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
One of the beauties of a 3-4 defense is that you have flexibility with your linebackers, and you can put them in different spots. But one of the downsides is an offensive team that's committed to running the football, you can get your big offensive linemen up on linebackers quicker, and it usually gives you an advantage in running it.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
Over the middle, open is Thomas. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
McNair. And caught left side, Olsen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll run here. It's Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run the counter with Murray. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
10 yards still left on second down. On second down, McNair is going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. 7 consonants, 1 vowel. Here's Juszczyk. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Here we go.
Now McNair. Wide open, it's Marshall complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Here we go.
They run with Murray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. DeMarco Murray, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff as they'll take over with the ball 1st and 10. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. From the gun, here's McNair. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. They'll send Brown in motion right. To throw, McNair. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Here's McNair. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Chris Baker in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. In motion right is Fitzgerald. Now McNair. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Now a toss running left. Here's Murray. And some space here. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now McNair looking for a first down throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now McNair off the play fake. Taking a shot here for Marshall, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Out of the gun, it's McNair. He's going to try and go deep again. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. McNair to throw. Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And he's into the clear. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play too.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the legend, Ray Nitschke. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll send Brown in motion right. McNair. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. From the gun, here's McNair. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block it.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. The slot man in motion right. To throw, McNair. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now McNair. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dive. Here's McNair. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Rams getting set to go now. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Second half starts with a run by Murray. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
On 2nd down, McNair. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, L.A. Larry Fitzgerald, 75 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Murray, the lone setback. Now McNair. Dancing to his left. And the ball is knocked out. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage, and make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
McNair to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Out of the gun, it's McNair. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. A good pickup there at 22. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st down, it's McNair. And Olsen over the middle. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. Fitzgerald coming in motion right. Now McNair. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Welcome back live to Orlando. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the 4th quarter. They come out here in the eye. They go with Murray again. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. And they're going to speed things up here. McNair. And that is incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense, because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
handoff. It's Murray. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
On second down, McNair. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Now McNair, and he's got his man in stride, complete. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Brown, the lone receiver, left. The tight end, Olsen, in motion. On 1st and 10, McNair. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. And
a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They're to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's McNair. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
3 yards left to grab here on third down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Another pistol look here. Out of the gun, it's McNair. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Murray, the lone setback. But he'll give it to him here. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. Now McNair looking for a first down throw. And that's incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. From the gun, here's McNair. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. McNair to throw. That's caught at the 1. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try and run with Murray. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And now back out comes the offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is the only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. On second down, McNair. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert, then get that onside kick. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. A big-time special teams play here in the 4th quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you, so it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.